STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Silvergate. As you know, Silvergate has bitten the dust. Big chapter 11. Down the drain, it has gone. I got you. Music termination. For those who are not familiar, we'll start with this here. Silvergate, exactly what it is. As defined by their sophisticated terms on their website, it says Silvergate is a leading provider of innovative financial infrastructure solutions and services for the digital asset industry. In simplistic terms, ones that I can understand, I interpret that as we are a leading provider of innovative infrastructure, of innovative financial infrastructure. Financial infrastructure that has no clear definition or lines, as we ignore Bitcoin and the provided services in the digital asset industry. When we talk about the digital asset industry, what is the sum of the digital asset industry to you, Double O?
Digital asset industry could be as simple as Bitcoin, crypto, NFTs. Now this thing that you're allowed to buy hearts online without actually physically owning that heart. That is also part of the digital asset industry. The list goes on.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's quite a reasonable way to look at it. Personally, I just see the digital shitcoin industry. That's really all it is. But let's push on here. Now, so this situation here, obviously, the Silvergate Bank is folding. We have this article here. It says Silvergate Bank folds, sparking a wave of finger pointing and panic selling. However, before we got to this point of failure, this is something that we've done a video about this bank before. I believe around the FTX time when they went down and then they took a loan. Double up. Give us some details. What happened before we got to this point here? I know that these people had borrowed some money before.
Yeah, so a quick summary for you guys is that you need to understand that Silvergate is a member of the Federal Reserve System.
Yeah.
And is insured by the FDIC, which is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So just remember that as we go through this presentation. The Federal Reserve, Silvergate, FDIC, bodies. So yes, the FTX and Amanita Research Company blow up happened, and Silvergate was one of the banks that SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, used to move money around.
All right.
Guys, again, remember what I just said. Silvergate is a Federal Reserve Bank member and is FDIC insured. So the Federal Reserve and Silvergate are one and one. And SBF used Silvergate as the bank for moving money in and out.
Yeah.
Where did SBF get the money from, and why does a bank that is Federal Reserve protected, FDIC insured, be involved in the corruption like Alameda Research and FTX?
Yeah.
Silvergate was used as a tool. Was the Federal Reserve or the federal government or the big central banks using Silvergate as a tool? Good question. But Silvergate took some big loans from what's that real estate company?
Silvergate, yes, they took some big loans from I think it was a federal home mortgage company. So we see here, with what Double is explaining here, these guys were interacting, which again, and I think one of the reasons why you're pointing that out is because if we roll back to the Bernie Madoff situation, this is one of those situations where banks are operating or engaging in shady, questionable, and illegal activities, and is being let to fly. And then when it turns out that it is a massive scam, the people who are responsible for these things get away with it. They might find one scapegoat. Who knows? Maybe it's Sam Fraudman Fried. But
And fraudulent freed your money away from you.
Yeah, exactly, right. And maybe maybe it's going to be somebody else, but it's very similar to that Bernie situation where you have
Yeah.
FDIC insurance. Now the bank is tanking, and nobody is being held responsible for it. Now, when the FTX thing happened, these people borrowed money from the uh, Federal Home Loan Bank,
Mm-hmm.
which is an unusual thing. It's not usually the lender of last resort, right? Which is what raised eyebrows about
Mm-hmm.
this situation. Why are they borrowing money from? And furthermore, this now exposes another sector of the financial environment to unnecessary risk that should not be, it should not really be exposed to. So, as we're going through this stuff as well, I'm sure there's tens of thousands of videos about this out there, but I think that we need to be analytical and understand what is happening and who is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are doing these things are supposed to be qualified professionals. This is the same exact reason why we're losing faith. Well, there's already lost faith in the media, right? When you turn on CNN, they're supposed to be reputable people, but now they're just turning on the TV and lying to you in your face.
Mm-hmm.
The disrespect is beyond belief at this point. Same thing in the financial industry. And I think this disrespect it hasn't just been going on for a longer time, where they come up with all these absolute bullshit packages, engage in all this shady activity that is against the law and the rules that are set in the first place, and then try to move things around when things go south, right?
Let's not forget that BlackRock took a 7.2% share of Silvergate
Exactly.
during that time as well.
Yeah.
JP Morgan also got involved into the space and bought some more shares of Silvergate. So let's look at the big bankers that got their money stuck in Silvergate.
Here's the thing. Here's one other thing that's scary and really stupid about that. Um, when we talk about diversification, right? When you have massive companies like this all invested in the same things, this is how we get into this place where the whole financial system is entangled and everything can be wrecked from a single point, right? These are people that are supposed to be diversified. Now, looking at the way things are right now, I don't think that there's any level of diversification that will save you because all of it seems to all be connected to the same failure points. Is that misguided assessment that I'm making there, or does it not seem to me that all of these things are tangled? All these corporations.
This all makes sense. This is even making a lot more sense to why Bitcoin is important.
Yeah.
The entire banking system just seems to be a bunch of scammers trying to scam, and like I say, that's diversified. They're scamming too.
All
There
right.
are like hyenas out there.
You might say diversified as scamming.
No, really, there are like hyenas out there trying to figure out who else to eat up.
Yeah.
Citadel. Citadel of all people that short businesses
Yeah.
and destroy your portfolio.
Oh yeah,
Also
yeah, yeah.
invested
Citadel.
5.5%. Citadel,
Yeah.
thank you. Invested 5.5% in stake. Held
Right.
5.5% stake in Silvergate. So there are billions and billions of dollars that are gone out there and have been destroyed.
Right.
And this is all given the technology, the blockchain technology, trying to give Bitcoin. And I'm not as much as a maximalist as you. I do believe that there are some blockchain technologies out there
Right.
that could provide solutions that Bitcoin does not necessarily need to bother with. That said, though, these bankers, these fraudulent people, are giving the industry a bad name, and trying to blame the technology. It has nothing to do with the technology. It continues to be what the banks do: get so big to fail, and try to get rescued by the government. Each time they screw up, they figure, hey, this is going to impact the economy. The government is going to come to my rescue.
Right.
You are literally an Federal Reserve member.
Exactly.
Your directors are part of the Federal Reserve, and you are destroying this new technology at the same time. It's almost like they want no competition.
Yeah.
They do not want transparency, so they will do everything possible to make money in the space or destroy the space at the same time.
Enemies of Bitcoin will fail, and they are failing. So here is where we stand. Silvergate Bank folds. sparking a wave of finger pointing and panic selling. I like to read these articles, especially articles where the author has some linguistic skills, mm, and they're able to tap dance on the paper like a butterfly through the sky. So let's read this little piece here from Jordan Fineseth. Even his name, dude.
Finesse.
Damn, that's cool.
Let's go, Jordan. Dunk on him.
All right. Well, sir, we'll have hype your article up, man. I better not see typo. The struggles facing the beleaguered crypto-focused Silvergate Bank. Look at that word, beleaguered. That is a nice choice of word. Rolls off the tongue easily, man. See, it's not like those people write for Coinbase or CoinDesk. Rather, that's what I was
Hey,
thinking
we
about.
have a CoinDesk article coming up here pretty soon.
Man, I don't care, bro. CoinDesk, man. Go get some money from SBF or something. Anyway, kidding. The struggles facing the beleaguered crypto-focused Silvergate Bank became too much to handle on Wednesday, the last straw that broke the camel's back, as the bank announced that it would be winding down its operations and will voluntarily liquidate the bank voluntarily. I mean, what is the alternative? But anyway, good choice of what there's are. In an orderly manner, it will liquidate it, and in accordance with applicable regulatory process. We hope so. Silvergate determined that this was the best course of action in light of recent industry and regulatory developments amid a crackdown on banks working with the crypto ecosystem by the Security Exchange Commission. One thing that happened is that, as Double mentioned earlier, they borrowed money from this Federal Home Loan Bank, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why they find themselves in this brouhaha, to borrow some words from the man Chiseled Adonis, okay, in this kerfuffle, okay, is that the Home Loan Bank was requiring a payment back, so they had to sell some of their securities in order to pay back this loan. And I think at the point when they were borrowing the loan, right, you have to ask yourself, what was their strategy for recovery? Because it seems to me that most of these companies within this space, their main strategy of growth is for crypto to move up. If crypto is moving down, and it is clearly evident, when crypto is dropping, failing, all of these companies are suffering.
Banks will suffer because they're so good at taking money from you,
Yes.
to give it to the other person, and keep taking money for you to give to the other person, and making the money right there in the middle. It's
Yeah.
almost like a Ponzi scheme, really. At the end of the day,
Well, so here's the thing. if your business strategy or your way to make money, or at least a way to grow your company, is heavily dependent on price action, it would seem to me that the first thing they should be learning is some technical analysis, eh? Because then they would know. Because these people have to know, like, okay, most of the companies in the crypto space, it's not even something that is questionable at this point. We see it. You could literally correlate the price. You could correlate the downfall of a lot of these companies to the drop in the market price in crypto right now.
Because they are trading derivatives.
Exactly.
It's almost like a gambling scheme out there for the banks. Again, Bitcoin was developed because we do not need banks. But for some reason, there's just this banks and banks and banks everywhere trying to show you that, hey, you can trust us with your Bitcoin and your crypto. And what they do with your value is what they do right now in the current banking system, is to loan it out, to play derivatives, to do a bunch of gambling with it. And then when everything comes falling down, which always does, it's like me being a bank and you being a bank.
Right.
Of course, I'm not showing you my strategy. You're over there doing your strategy.
Yeah.
You're running puts. I'm running calls. At the end of the day, somebody's going to win, and everybody's money comes crashing down.
Exactly.
Especially with Citadel involved in this mess. Oh, come on, man. It's going down.
Listen, I would like to speak to the Harvard graduates out there, the MIT graduates in the financial sector as well. We have some technical analysis classes. Hit us up. We'll teach you how to run some technical analysis so your whole company does not blow up. Because it just looks to me like you guys have a horrible ass plan. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Not sorry. Well, looky here. Crypto firms unbank themselves from struggling Silvergate. Do we need to go over this one anymore? Even I think that's
I think we should. We should tell or show people that, hey, people are like, okay, it's your turn to go down. Let me go ahead and exit. So you have a lot of crypto exchanges.
yeah,
Gemini, pausing. By the way, Gemini this weekend had a few minutes of depegging.
yeah.
Circle is back up
And
to
so
peg.
you said they were giving 10%. Circle was giving 10% for people
They were
holding
like,
onto this failing coin.
they were like, if you were brave enough to order to your Circle, we'll
Yes.
give you a 10% of whatever money you got in there. Which was
Dance
quite
on the edge with us. Put your life savings on the line.
Yeah, so it was crazy, man. Since Wednesday, literally, we had companies like saying, "Okay, I'm out." Binance, boom. Gemini, oh, I'm out. Which other company was that? KuCoin, Post, all over the place.
KuCoin,
Bitstamp,
yeah.
Paxo, everybody was just
Yeah. It is a massive entanglement.
exiting.
And I do not want to participate because if you look at this thing, all of it is just like one massive scam coin.
Let's not
Okay.
forget that MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor took that $205 million loan from Silvergate. So,
Listen, if Microsoft gets liquidated, fine, bro. That's fine.
but can they get liquidated if the money he took the loan from is no longer existed?
That's the other thing too. That's the other thing.
You're gonna have to go to court to get that money.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to court. So he can maybe there might be
Delayed
yeah,
further.
some litigation going on while Bitcoin price is running up. Then at some point he'll be like, "Alright, fine.
Let's delay this process.
I will sell $250,000 worth of Bitcoin and pay you back your money." After Bitcoin is like $1 million.
Yeah, he bought
Yeah.
about 130,000 BTC with that money.
Now, what we just explained there, if you realize, that is a reverse of what the US government do. That is the opposite of debasement, right? Because what they do is like they borrow money from you, they debase the value of the dollar.
Yeah.
So when they pay you back your money, it's no longer the same value.
Yep.
It's reverse robbery, but you will not catch it unless you slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. Absolutely, I agree with you there. Now, before we close this one up, there are going to be some winners from this situation, right?
By the way,
yes.
the article that you just showed, it's important to mention that MicroStrategy's repayment back for that loan
Yeah.
is not due till Q1 2025.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Oh.
keep in mind Q1 2025. What's the price of Bitcoin? And like I said, it's a reverse strategy.
Exactly.
Let's see
It's a reverse strategy,
if
man.
Bitcoin pays.
I think we'll be fine.
for
man.
Michael Saylor and yeah.
Look, if Michael Saylor gets liquidated, man, okay, fine. He deserves it, man. It
It's
is
only
what it
it's
is.
only 130,000 Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's much of a concern. Then
I do think that by 2025 though, the price of Bitcoin will be way more higher. That is going to be the one taking advantage.
You sure?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I'm more on the Peter Schiff school of thought, man. I think it's going to zero. Right? So some people are going to definitely benefit. So there are 4 potential winners of the Silvergate unwind, right? And we'll just kind of jump right to them because we're not browsing through this whole article. There's probably some typos in here, CoinDesk. You know? It is what it is, though. It's cool. Now I'm kidding. This article here is by Daniel Kohn. You know what I mean? Let's give the man credit for his. And he's with Consensus Magazine. Actually, see, this is not even CoinDesk article. No, it's Consensus by CoinDesk.
I'm about to say, those the coin
All of these people like entangled. What the heck is going on, man?
Hey man, and CoinDesk is entangled with Coinbase, so
of course.
you know, and then Coinbase is entangled with Circle, so you guys know what's going
When
on.
FTX went down, we saw the entanglement. You know, the companies that stand to benefit directly from the collapse of Silvergate competitors at first hand, of course, banks. We have Coinbase listed on there, Paxos, Digital, Galaxy Digital, and then of course Yeah, well, Galaxy Digital, which has switched to New York-based Signature Bank. Wasn't Galaxy Digital recently in some kerfuffle?
Doing kerfuffle with
Some
the
bullshit.
FTX stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what has happened now? They have switched their name to Signature
Maybe they got bought out. Or
SBNY.
they joined teams together. But in New York, out of all places,
No. Listen. Digital switched to New York-based Signature Bank out of an abundance of caution. Okay, fine. They moved their funds. Fund transfer. Hey, listen. Digital has moved from these people over to Signature Bank. Have you moved from Ally?
No, as of this morning, Allies letting us know that they're good.
Okay.
Plus, I'm FDIC insured, so I'm not worried. It's my savings account. It's not like my day-to-day spending.
Double wants to test the insurance to make sure it really works.
Maybe I get that 10%.
All right. Well, stable coins apparently will benefit from this. How do you think stable coins will benefit from this?
Well, they said that Silvergate shut down the their SEN system. That's what they used to move money internationally.
Right.
So I think there'll be some balancing back with all the monies exiting, Gemini and Circle and all that stuff. So
Okay.
let's calm the waters.
Europe benefiting from this. How is that?
Well, not Europe is benefiting at the end of the day, but we've been talking about contagion or effect and talking about the draconian impacts legislations coming in place.
Yeah.
In Europe, they have MiCA, which should be implemented soon, and I think this might cause Europe to quickly implement their regulations against the crypto markets, which I think is going to reduce a lot of the shitcoining.
Of course.
Well, they can't touch Bitcoin.
Okay.
But, you definitely got to look into the details of that regulation to make sure that they're not trying to attack Bitcoin from the angle of energy and all that madness. They're always trying to hide stuff in there.
I'm expecting them to. I'm not even thinking that it's not going to be. Fully expecting them to. All right. Payment providers are also going to benefit from this, apparently. I guess. But I think when it comes to payment providers, I don't know if that doesn't really... So it says on Monday, Oliver Von, that name which I cannot pronounce, CEO of Crypto Financial Services from the BCB Group, told CoinDesk Ian Allison that this company's company processor will be accelerating plans to add US dollar capabilities to help the whole left.
To fill the hole left by SEN.
Oh, jeez. To help fill the whole left by SEN.
So SEN is the tool that Silvergate was using, right? So they're thinking that there's an opportunity for banks to start using their own system.
Okay.
So they're going to put a system in place. I don't know, man. It's a risky space. It's a risky space.
Listen, man.
It's better know what you're messing with before you get in there.
No, I think they should go for it, bro. We see the track records of your friends. They say you're a combination of the people you surround yourself with. We see your track record. I'm going to add to that list, okay? One entity that is going to stand to benefit from this is Bitcoin.
Yep.
100%.
That should have been number one on the list, but as you know, the bank is
it's CoinDesk, bro. I think CoinDesk probably only has Bitcoin derivatives. They probably don't have Bitcoin. Yep. Unfortunate. It's sad. But, well, that was the crime scene. We just wanted to dissect what happened here. All right. This is a moment of silence for, what do they call themselves again?
Silvergate. Connect the dots. Just remember, Silvergate was a Federal Reserve member.
And
Federal Bank Reverse. And also FDIC insured.
I was trying to put them to burial.
And FDIC left them hanging. They still died. So.
There we go. You put them to burial. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know in the comments down below what are your thoughts on the Silvergate Bank failure here, right? And of course, what do you think is going to happen next, right? Or what company do you think is going to be going down next? Obviously, the FDIC is supposed to be protecting these funds here. We now know that in some cases, right, or most recently, they're going to be bailing out some of the companies that lost money over 250K. So essentially violating the rules.
Silicon Valley Bank.
Exactly. Yep. The same rules that they put in place. But you know how it goes. It's rules for thee and not for them. And yeah, just go back to your peasant, your peasant ways and
Yeah.
not disturb these people,
I
right?
woke up this morning to finding out that Silicon Valley Bank, the FDIC is going to give 50% dividends
Yeah,
to companies that
to
have
companies that have more than 250K,
250K. Yeah,
right? Yeah.
most
So
of the goalposts for the rich man.
yeah, so hey, it is what it is. I think that this is why it's very important to stay on the Bitcoin path because um
It's equal, it's fair, it's transparent. There's no magic. There's no
yeah,
moving of goalposts. It's just simple
exactly.
mathematics.
And so anyone that is expecting anything different, I mean, we would like to discuss alternative solutions.
Yep.
Hit us up, we'll chat it up. Follow us, subscribe to the channel, please. Share the video, thumbs up and all that good stuff. Comment as well. Let us know your thoughts and we'll reply. Follow us on Twitter, STAKKFin. Follow us on Facebook, STAKKFin as well. And of course, we've been banned on Instagram. Instagram is the platform of free speech, so we're not entitled to that. So they took ours away. And of course, we are on Spotify, STAKK. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Brazen out.
Double O out.